Time now for recruiting roundup. Claudia with the week off. Cody Cameron, as always, recruiting analyst at sports360az.com. Known well, trusted throughout. Got his stuff all put together because it's transfer portal time. So I figured let's take this period now and look at some players that were here, Cody. They left. One I'm going to ask you about left a couple of years before high school was complete, but they were tied to Arizona with high school, and now they're in the portal, and how you believe they've done so far and what makes sense for them in the future. So I'm going to go with quarterbacks first. Evan Dampier over at New Mexico, former Saguaro. What do you think?
So talented. And he was so talented at high school. I thought he was one of the best competitors. And it's a kid who found his spot, right? We always talk about fits, go where you're wanted. He was wanted and he had the opportunity. And Brad, he balled out. I mean, the game film he put together this year, and now you see this trend. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago on here. Play, dominate, and you can elevate. So that to me looks like a perfect fit. He's going to elevate the tier of football he's going to play in, and much bigger football, brighter lights. And I'm happy for Devin. He is a stud.
And one of his teammates, a running back who's known very well here in the Valley, who starred. Walk me through that one.
Yeah, Eli Sanders. He went Mountain Point, transferred to Chandler, and started his college career at Iowa State. Went to New Mexico, and once again found a great fit and played a lot. It's so important to have really good college tape. Eli was able to put that together. He still has that breakaway speed, Brad. We saw that, throughout his high school career, and it really translated well at the college level. So he put that tape together. He's already coming out with a ton of offers. One being down in Tucson, Brett Brennan threw him an O immediately. Eli's another really, really good player.
Trey Spivey, wide receiver from Hamilton over K-State.
I love Trey. He's so good. And he was good late in the season, too. Big body receiver with tons of playmaking ability. Same thing. Put film together. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but just like high school, that Saturday game film matters. Trey was able to get that. He took advantage of opportunities on the field, and he should be a big name in the portal.
Devin Brown, quarterback.
I think the same thing is, I think with Devin too, he's been in a system and a program that's been a top program in college football. So necessarily when you look at his body of work and what he's been able to do in that quarterback room, he's taken advantage of his time on the field in terms of what he's going to get. I think it's really important to see that he succeeded in a college room, in a college environment that's a top, and he should get some looks.
Okay, I've asked you about four guys. Who do you see out there? Who are some people of interest to you? Maybe they're in the portal already. Maybe they're thinking about it, because I know one thing about Cody Cameron. I actually know a lot of things about Cody Cameron. He hits it a long ways to the right and the left, one. Two, before it happens. So local high school kids in college that go into the portal.
Yeah, I'll start with a couple that have announced that officially went in this week. And one of those is being Mikey Keene. Mikey had never lost a high school game here. That's how incredible he was. And in college, he's still for 8,000 plus yards. I always say, hey, if you enter the portal, make sure you have a plan. I think that's one of the very, very few that does not need a plan. He is that talented. A quarterback, Alex McLaughlin is another one. NAU, an amazing athlete, very versatile on the defense side of the ball, can do just a lot of different things. It's interesting because there's a lot of players in the last two classes that are going to be impacted by the roster cuts. Hitting that level now at 105, it's going to be difficult. And so a lot of kids who kind of went in as PWOs at some of these schools, they're going to be sent to the door. And so I don't want to publicly name those players, but I think there's a lot that we have talked about on this platform so many years that took that chance. And it's great. I always root for the kid. You want to bet on yourself. They're going to get shown the door, and it's more important than ever to get the right fit. You can pull out at a D2, be an All-American in an FCS, and then get back to that level. We're going to see a lot of names entering this week.
One point on Mikey Keene I want to go back on, and that is when it's all said and done and written about the transfer portal and NIL era, Mikey Keene has to be a name that is attached to the very top of it. And for him to go to another university, he's going to do extraordinarily well. I think there's some history of the NIL and portal tied to the former Chandler quarterback.
Yeah, it really is. And it wasn't too long ago, 15 months ago, he was leading Fresno State in Tempe, and he destroyed the Sun Devils. Yeah. He did that. And so he elevated that program. They had a coaching change. and he's looking for one last opportunity. He's a leader. He's a gamer. He makes any program he goes to better. He's that type of football player.
That's Cody Cameron, knows all, tells all, every week on the Recruiting Roundup.